never win yet here in the VCT leagues across the world.
Has been true.
The best team to never win. क्या बोल रहे हैं भाई? आज जीत जाओ एटलीस्ट. हेलो 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 एवरीवन हेलो. 3-1 का स्कोर है. अपन लेट हो गए यार. ज़्यादा लेट हो गए थोड़ा. लेट्स गो. आज मैंने देखा एलएफ खेल रहा है भाई. गोलू प्लेइंग. लेट्स गो. गोलू प्लेइंग टुडे. इस गोली को एक एसएमबी जा रहे हैं अभी. ए मेन प्रेजेंस दिखा के एक स्टिंगर है. थोड़ा बहुत एक दो शेरिफ्स है. एक गन भी है. नाइस. लेट्स सी. मिड प्रेजेंस. नेड नहीं है गोलू के पास. गोलू बचने का ट्राई किया रे. दिस इज नॉट डन यार. एरिन ये नहीं जाना चाहिए था. तो 4v2 है. ट्राई करने वाले हैं. I guess yes, they will. ठीक है. गन बेसिक थ्रिफ्टी टाइप्स राउंड था. थ्रिफ्टी था. नहीं हारना था यार. वो शेरिफ ने कहा था. वहाँ पे अल्ट से पूरा स्टन विन हो गया. नाइस ट्राई. हाँ राउंड होता है कभी कभी. अभी स्लोड होके मारा है यार. एम स्विच कर करके. दे दनादन दिया. अपना इको हो गया. शॉट लाइक लेफ्ट. शॉट टेक्सचर. पागल हो गए दोनों.
So the ones in front were really just trying to bait for you, but still, I mean, good lord. And now Bazzi's over here.
और ये थ्रिफ्टी का जवाब. थ्रिफ्टी shot.
Nice jiggle peek, but it's still the judge that you're up against at that range.
Might not have been clean, but it doesn't matter.
थ्रिफ्टी का जवाब. थ्रिफ्टी. ये इनको गन नहीं मिला है रे अभी तक. बाबा मनियट गन नहीं गिरानी थी. मिलती तो अच्छा रहता. Shot, baby.
Well, why not? Yeah, why not?
Starts with some sheriffs and ends with a classic, and it's a back-to-back thrifty. Answered by
It's
Global.
one more thrifty, baby.
Yeah, because I was actually getting a little concerned because they won that thrifty from TALON on that previous round. Because obviously, if you're winning and you're gaining momentum, you can maybe let them do it. But wow, these shots are clean from Global Esports. And again, you know, I hate to sound like a broken record, but this goes back to the fact that if you have a bunch of jet mains, that means their aim has to be crisp to a certain level, right? So you already start with
4-2. I need this अच्छा राउंड डिफरेंस रे. क्योंकि अपना राउंड डिफरेंस अगर मैं VLR GG पे तुम लोग को दिखाऊं ना. VLR.GG. VLR GG Valorant Esports कवरेज. ये तो VLT और ट्रू रिपर्स ठीक है. वो रात को है. वो अपन देख. मैं देखूंगा बरू. पैसिफिक. पिकम्स का मैं क्या करूं. इवेंट्स पे जाने का.
Yet to be revealed. I'm going to tell myself it wasn't serious, just as a coping mechanism.
Pacifically ongoing. अपना राउंड डिफरेंस भी -9 है रे. तो ये अगर अपन 9 राउंड से जीतते हैं तो +0 हो जाएगा. और अपन 1-3 जाएंगे ना. अभी भी अपन इधर ही रहेंगे. लेकिन 107 है अपना. विन लूज में अपन 96-87 है रे. उन दो मैच जीते भी है. ठीक है कोई बात नहीं. 4-2 हो जाएगा. जीते गए अपन. इंडियन फ्लेवर आ चुका है. जो मांग रहे थे ना भाई इंडियन प्लेयर्स किधर है. आज गोलू को चांस मिल गया है खेलने का. नाउ गोलू इज प्रूविंग द वर्थ. आज कौन नहीं रॉन्स्की नहीं है.
sort of lurks. And
रोंचकी की जगह खेल रहा है, ठीक है.
Heaven, you're just controlling mid. You just want sight on B, and then you're going to rely on that Cosmic Divide to go for this retake. You even have the res from Texture, like you mentioned. I mean, that allows you to be a little more
Okay, pull किया, pulling the mid. वो हुआ ही नहीं satchel out.
Cosmic Divide going to be cutting a lot of this audio. Push in. Oh, the full blind lightning fast.
Left.
What is that?
The confidence from Lightning Fast just to trust that he's going to get someone.
Oh my goodness. Well, Sushi Boys spike now.
Left. Shard, baby. 3K. 3K. Matna.
Secondary elimination. So a bloody brawl here on the B site, but in the end, it's
Jard 3K.
Bringing it now 5-2 and stopping Talon from being able to find immediate value off the back of that timeout.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, off of the timeout, this was the plan, was use Cosmic Divide.
इको करो. अच्छा भाई साला.
From the defenders, but Global Esports is ahead of it. What I was going to comment on was the fact that Monyet was already in position over there by Ali, but Lightning Fast, he just says he does catch.
Welcome to my world, लेकिन welcome नहीं होने दिया. Welcome to my world तोड़ दिया.
He was just happening to hit that spray perfectly and then immediately up over.
Nice, let's go.
It's a great way to just.
He is happy playing with this team, यार. He is so happy. Like happiness वो चेहरे पे झलक रही है. खेलने का चांस मिला ना उसमें ये happiness जो दिख रही है ना वो heavy है.
What a better, there's no better way to start your career here in VCT Pacific.
मैं वही बोला ना.
I mean, you can't imagine. I mean, how the hunger really sitting back at home waiting for that passport to arrive so that you can finally fly out, join in with the rest of your team, and then get prepped to play.
वो खुशी वो happiness दिखना ही बहुत important है.
Fox just checking things out, see this forward hold.
नहीं रहे ले थोड़ा.
Now Pupat usually does not spot money yet, but they're not moving towards him. They're shifting away. However, he is nearby. Depending on when he wants to strike, this could be monstrous. For now, money yet going to be.
Timing पे 3 ले सकता है.
Seeker finds him, and he just rushes in for the kill. He finds the second.
2 ले गया.
He's an absolute god. He cannot be slain.
I mean, that's already so much damage done, right? You have to spend time for the res. Of course, now Batsi, the only one left alive.
भाई नाइस रे मनी. क्या राउंड था ये. चलेगा हारेंगे चलेगा. इको गया ना लोग का. इको हेवीली गया लोग का. चलो शॉट. एक और गन गिरा है. जॉर्ड बेबी. नाइस राउंड. एंटी निकाल देता. पता है अगर वो तीसरा निकाल जाता ना और उसको रेस नहीं मिलता तो राउंड निकाल लेता. मनीट अकेले दम पे ही निकाल लेता. उसने सीकर्स लगा दिया रे. सीकर्स नहीं चलाया रहता तो हो जाता. नाइस ट्राई.
Still though, costly. Talon, the very least for Global here, they have not allowed for Talon to really build up much bank. Moment just Fox with 2,500. Most well off. Flash out to mid, really heavy presence. 4-man stack to check forward there from Global.
Yeah, they do this about halfway through their defending half every time we've seen them so far. Now, they did not see the spike, so they just confirmed that there was no mid presence, so not too much info gained that allows them to.
मिड वॉल वाला स्ट्रैट नहीं यूज कर रहे हैं. एक्चुअली टेक्सचर अपना वॉल कहीं और ही यूज करता है और वो अच्छा है. बार बार मिड वॉल करोगे. खाली एलएफ अपना प्रेजेंस दिखा देता है. बूम वाटर नेट से रोकता है. दैट्स इनफ. शॉट रे बाजी. नाइस ट्रेड.
It. In the meantime, they're well aware about this flank coming through from heaven.
Yeah, they know where all 3 members are. The Seekers all died in different positions.
I think Bazzi goes aggro. He swings in. Now they know that Bazzi's backside.
Nice.
Able to stabilize. Finds one. Gets caught.
3K. One more waste. One more. Yaar 4K.
Brings this now into 1v2. Cruz surrounded. Extra on the long flank about to arrive in garage.
Just trying to make sure you can create these angles that are beneficial.
No.
vulnerable.
Yeah, he's just walking through it.
Now he has to get back through.
He's planning right on the edge. About a second to spare.
Nice one, baby.
With that much time, you're planning right on the edge of this this hallway. Swings back in.
इको करना पड़ेगा बॉस. टैलन कोई चांस नहीं. बाजी ने जो मारा है ये राउंड, सीरियसली जो मारा है ये राउंड, वो ऊपर राफ्टर्स पे जो फ्रैग निकाला है, ये तो फ्लैश करके मारा है. ये मैप के बाद I'll take my meds रे. बस हो गया, दांत दर्द हो रहा है मेरा वापस. Erin be like mid presence, so NHK नहीं देने वाला मैं. पागल हो गया ये. इसको एस दो.
Across the sewer.
Yeah, they know that there's no way for TALON to come through this pit if you're just constantly spraying. I mean, you have two members, and what I love that
एस दे मनियट को एस दे. नहीं मिला एस, ना तरीके भी चलेगा.
Easy for him. Gets that highlight. The decay just working him lower and lower. It's a flawless round. And a now, very much unbreakable bank here for Global.
मनियट बाजी अकेले दम पे निकाल ले रहे. एक जो 2 राउंड ये निकाल के दिया है ना LFP, मजा आ गया. आइस बॉक्स पे कौन क्या खेलता है मेरे को वो देखने गया.
As well, so I think just kind of throwing him off just a bit. Has to use the showstopper to check close.
Yeah, that'll give you a concussion. Now flash through. They'll find the site is wide.
सब मिड पे पूरा रीटेक सेटअप.
Global members not too far off. Talk for talk close up here.
दोनों ने कूदा गया.
Go ahead back away. The spike gets planted.
Now of course that counter Trailblazer does mean that Bati gets to keep control.
बैक साइड तो हेवीली क्लियर किया रे लोग ने.
So now they are going to have to just fill the site. Now the question is, do they go for a bit of a flank here through mid?
It's an answering Cosmic Divide. It cuts the site in half horizontally.
And they're positioned to cut off anyone from B main as well.
Garnet still within the smoke. Do they read this?
LF एक निकाला. टेक्सचर मनिया टेक एक टेक्सचर एक और 3v1. Let's go.
All on his lonesome on the opposite side of the Cosmic Divide. There's just nothing to be done. An 8th round.
Let's go.
And he won't even be able to hold on to the weapon.
टेक्सचर भी लाइक ये फ्रैग क्यों छोड़ू मैं.
Terrifying here on the defending side.
अभी कुछ भी टूटा फूटा बाय मिलेगा वो ले लो बेटा. Oh, guns मिली है रे हाफ शील्ड पे.
Okay, now that we have control of alley, they have to only fill the site and go out through main. But if we keep members on either side of the wall, the members from main can't progress through the Cosmic Divide to stop the spike defuse. I mean, this is all planned out perfectly for Global Esports.
वॉल पूरा रीटेक के लिए रखा है. जॉर्ज
Aaron's calling has just been getting better and better.
Yes, I think
ठीक है, मिड प्रेजेंस दिखा रहे हैं.
He has some good experience on it and he's proven himself to a certain amount, but the fact that he's improving every match they play here week to week in VCT Pacific means that he's really growing up to be a very formidable.
Full mid presence दिखा के.
Already we knew, especially defending side, he is very well versed in that regard. See how that continues to shift over. And we finally do have an operator. Texture's got one in hand. And it's good to use immediately. Sushi Boy's going to be taken down.
टेक्सचर भी लाइक अब उन जेट में ने टीम को सेज चाहिए तो क्या करे. क्राउच पिक आया रे. क्राउच पिक आया. शॉट फॉक्सी.
We'll see if that happens again.
LF के पास resurrection है. रेस दे दे. Your duty is not over. Shot Aaron. Nice try Aaron. 3v2. 17 HP. 17 HP. 17 HP. Let's go.
Lightning Fast will finish off Cruz with the paint shells, and it's going to be a 9-3 half for Global.
I mean, you can say all you want, that split is a defender-sided map, and it still is here in the Pacific, despite the map changes ever so slightly. However, 9-3, this is one of those scorelines where if you don't win the pistol, you're in trouble.
Yeah, this could be very, very brutal here.
ये स्कोर लाइन काय के लिए आता है रे जी के मैच में.
Look on top. The way that they're playing this, it's just pretty much getting the better and outpacing and outshooting Talon at every twist and turn.
Yeah, and let's say it like it is, right? Yes, overall, their calling in general, first of all, the foundations always seem to be there. The theory seemed good. But the reason that they weren't rated as highly before at the start of VCT Pacific was because the execution was lacking. Either not all 5 players were really playing, in form, or their communication was just a little off, right? The utility wasn't really in sync. But that has been growing week to week, and now the fact that they can bring in Lightning Fast to start on his debut map here in VCT Pacific 1 week after he lands in Seoul, and this is the performance we're getting, this is very promising for the squad.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can tell he was not resting on his laurels while back in India. He wasn't just waiting around for that passport to arrive. He's been grinding. That's for damn sure. And now just a couple more rounds to go. I mean, you get the pistol, you're effectively looking at almost being guaranteed to get up to 11.
Yeah.
2 more and you close out, and that's map 1 done in a very quick amount of time.
Yes, I mean, yeah, it hasn't been that slow. I mean, part of it, of course, Talon always kind of forcing the issue, because for the first half of this attacking half for them, they had to use so much just to gain information about Global Esports, and then they just had to kind of run in an obvious call as a rush with 5. And Global Esports, they were always prepared, and if they weren't already set up to counter the 5v5, they were make sure they were in position to buy time. I mean, yes, things like the ace helps from Monyet in the pistol round. There's no lying about that. But again, stuff like that has been consistent, right? It's not just like that one round that bought them the entire half.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can do it again on the attacking side. Double aces, match forsaken, but pistols.
Chalo guys, chalo.
Record for sure that I don't think would be beaten anytime soon.
Speaking of records, I mean, let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room right now as we go into the.
जाते हैं Discord पे ढूंढते हैं किसी
Global
को.
Esports, their pistol win rate from lock-in till now is absolutely superb.
It's incredible, yeah. If you include lock-in, by far the strongest pistol team here in the Pacific. See if they can do it on the attacking side. The setup right now, again, it's just to watch out for any sort of pushes over from Talon. I mean, literally both, all across the map, they're waiting for pushes over in mid. They're also trying to bait out the utility use from Talon while not getting spotted by it. I love the way they're doing this. Aaron, the only one getting spotted.
Global के server पे कोई है?
Slow and steady to start things off. Just as an update, prior to this map, 10-6 in Pacific, and then if you add the 6 pistol round wins from lock-in on top of that, 16-6.
अमोग और ये लोग ही बैठे ना, उज्जवल है, अमोग है, उबिटो है, और निको नहीं है. Esports enthusiast का कोई भी है, ठीक है.
Quite good. And compare that to Talon's without lock-in stats.
42 आता मैं.
10-6 versus a 4-10.
Because अमोग और इनसे इतना नहीं है रे मेरा टच.
That just shows the dominance that Global has had, and the setup is good once again. I mean, just because they got no information, Talon was actually so scared to push out. Of course, they're playing on their back foot as well now. That guiding light, thankfully, buys just enough time for Baxter to arrive. Sushi Boys, he needs to stay alive here. Just hold on to Vents. That's all you need to do.
Lightning
खुद ही के नेट में?
Okay.
Bit of a mishap. Now, if that happened in the very first round, we could say, all right, first time Jitters on the stage, but he was playing so well in the first half.
There's not much excuse for that one, but we'll see if the rest of the team can go ahead and make up for it.
Dexter did a job play, bro.
Garnet's waiting nearby. Yeah, he thinks about the paint shells, decides to wait. Jump out, will get tagged down to 52. They're running out of time. They have to get this plant down. Cruz able to find an elimination. Garnet picking up 2 more for himself. And in the end, seems like a bit of an overcook here from the side of Global. They go ahead and they drop the first pistol in the series.
Yeah, I mean, losing your Raze in a mishap like that obviously hurts, especially in a single duelist on a map like Split. Not many other ways that you can get through. Goes just a little too far forward. I think his paint shows he intended it to.
अभी 13:4 अगर जीते तो अपना राउंड डिफरेंस 0-0 हो जाएगा. मैं राउंड डिफरेंस इसके लिए ज़्यादा मैटर कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि पता है राउंड डिफरेंस अपने इंडियन टीम्स के लिए हमेशा प्ले में आता है. मेरे को GXR लैंड भी याद है. GXR लैंड जब गए थे तब भी साला राउंड डिफरेंस ही मैटर किया था.
Heavy presence here in mid. Just Texture splitting off over towards Garage, seeing if there's any forward aggression on that side of the map.
Any day round difference matter कर रहा है.
Bot let loose by Garnet. Just let Lightning Fast clear it. Start drifting over. Pinks are coming down, and no one is occupying the side itself, but there's 3 members nearby, all up in heaven.
Now they don't have a Sage Wall either, right? So they're just gonna have to rely on nothing, actually, because we don't have any stars ready for Magnet. I was gonna say the single star for Magnet, but it's not going to happen. They're just gonna have to creep in.
Starting to walk across, takes a couple attempts, but
Short,
Boys
short.
will find 2 kills in the end, gets himself a third as well.
इको है जितना भी वैल्यू निकाल पाओ निकाल लो.
Tucked away here on the side is Aaron, and
Ooh.
both of them in the head. Sets up for Bazzi to do at least a bit of damage, but being tagged down to 36. Cruz now being reinforced by Fox up at
Nice try.
Raptors. Yeah, that
भाई
was
सब
close.
कुछ चिपका है भाई. 20 HP बचा, 46 HP बचा, 70 HP बचा.
They pick up 2 in a row for the first time, and you know, they're getting off the ground.
Yes, and you know, we talked about how obviously it was going to be so tough if they didn't win the pistol, but now that you've won the pistol and
मेरे को देखना है एक्चुअली देखना है. और जो टपलियां मारा वो बचा किधर से? अच्छा
here on Split, right? If you can just continue and make sure that Global Esports has to actually work for their attacking side, then you should be able to at least buy enough time to get somewhere to a scoreline like a 9-10 or 11-9, something like that.
Brief look at Bazzi stats, having a not fully silent carry performance, but his impact definitely.
Let's see.
17 kills is what I saw.
Yeah, I mean, he's been fragging out. I mean, we were talking about this before the match started, where Bazzi, sometimes he's not the fragger, but his flashes are so good. Today, the frags are on top as well.
Oh, the gun barrel scene. Ben gets a couple taps. They are able to exit.
Oh, lightning fast.
Nice.
Thankful that it's a bulldog on the other side.
अपना निकाल के ले लिया बस हो गया. इतना ये चाहिए था, इन्फो चाहिए था, इन्फो मिल गया, इन्फो निकाल के गेम खत्म कर लिया. वो नीचे उसकी टंगड़ी दिखी क्या? एमेन का प्रेजेंस का पता तो चला ही है. हमारे रेस में यहाँ लर्क पर है.
Usually this setup would allow you to rotate to B if need be after taking control of heaven, but with the timer at 30 seconds, they're actually going to have to commit just one way or the other. You can't dilly-dally up here in heaven. Now that Snakebite's going to buy enough time where they can't possibly rotate.
Nice reduction.
The spray through the wall. Texture will be able to find Sushi Boys. Now that'll drop. But yeah, they need to try to make something happen here pretty quick. Lightning Fast getting tagged up mid-air. Pat able to find Aaron. Landing into the back of sight. Does end up being evacuated. Now they can go ahead and get this plant down as Bazzi looks to offer up some healing to the rest of his team.
ठीक है, cover में plant.
Everybody back to 100.
Well, they are all stuck though. They're gonna have to scurry away. Garnett's with the judge. He wants to take control of elbow, and he's good for 2.
Oh my God! Garnett's off the top rope, able to find 2. Bazzi in that last spin.
Nice, Bazzi!
Bazzi, what did you eat today? A triple kill to clutch it and deny Talon
Nice.
from converting. What a play.
I mean, once Garnett's had that perfect play with the judge on that raise, I thought the retake was going to be a piece of cake, but Bazzi is just a different animal today.
It's absolutely incredible. I mean, he's getting pressured from the flank, down to 3 bullets even. And with that last bullet,
okay, yeah, the first kill on Garnett's is just patience and determination. Then it's game sense, knowing that the shots were coming through the screen. But then it's reaction time at the end. I mean, that's the full package you want in one of your players here at the VCT.
Wow. What a way to end that round. And I'm sure Eraser at a certain point, I mean, he probably called the timeout beforehand.
Yes.
And then he was like, oh, actually, well, all right, well, I'll talk to him anyway. This is my first timeout burn. I've got 2 to use in the second half, so we'll go forward with it. But, oh, so very close. Still a lot of damage dealt there by Talon.
Yes.
So only 1 rifle going to be held onto, so this still puts Global in a bit of a tricky situation for their attack. We'll have to see what they decide to do.
Yeah,
Bazzi
I mean,
does have those secrets on them.
Yes, I mean, that's the big thing, right? So probably the timeout itself, Eraser, that wasn't going to change one way or the other. He's fine with it. But the content of it might have changed. Now that the Seekers are online, so even though you only have 1 hero rifle, you're actually going to put it on lightning fast. If you're going to put it on your entry, this has to be a rush in, right? I mean, you're just relying on him getting a kill. Even if he gets traded, someone else picks it up and they can continue that.
Where their money's at. This is like Inverse Carmine Corp. They have so much money. They're not even buying down towards a reasonable degree.
Oh, Lightning Fast not able to dodge that one, but he gets covered.
Nice!
Texture, and then he gets the blind off just in time for Sushi Boys to push the wall.
lightning fast and surviving full flash is name a better combo because he's doing it constantly.
I don't know how he's getting away with it, but he absolutely should not be.
He's heavily doing it. Flashes se bach ke.
Perfect from texture and you know, talking about how little they bought.
अब क्या गन सेव करने जा रहे हैं? मनीट पागल है.
I mean, yeah, this is one of those ways where they can say, no matter what ults they get, we're going to get match point first, no matter what. And Monyet already on the flank, on that little screen on our right.
And they are not necessarily reading.
मनीट भी like चाकू कर रहे हैं.
So taken down, and Monyet swings out the fine box, and there you go.
मनीट भी like चाकू कर रहे हैं. Let's go, let's go.
In global, making the most out of their timeout, and pulling off, frankly, a miracle.
Yes, I mean, I don't think that was the round they had in mind, right? That was the picture they painted during the timeout. I think, especially with how fast they went with just the double blast pack coming out from lightning fast, I think the idea was just strike hard, strike fast, let's do as many trades as possible, continue to
मनीट को जो ये flank पे जो मिला है ना, heavy मिला है.
Great, you know, if it comes down to like a 3v3 maybe, then we use our seekers. But it works out with a double kill start.
It's so mind-boggling. Around where you have one rifle carried over, you give it to your Rays, it's full flash, and then saved by a bunch of dudes with classics. They weren't even buying down sheriffs, you know, buying to 2100, buying to 1800 to 1600.
Yeah, which they have the money for, yes.
They just were like, no, buy nothing. And it worked.
Oh boy. Well, somebody sent this VOD over to our favorite egg and perhaps our team.
LF को अभी हाँ Foxy को पकड़ना चाहिए. राइट कॉर्नर में जो चिपका है एरिन पकड़ लिया.
Set up their crossfires and baits, right? They know that if they're not going to be tagged, someone has to push out on the side of Talon. They have no other way of continuing to.
Don't get in my way.
It is a desperation move just to buy time.
Yeah, he's gonna throw this in. Does not have a judge to try to hold it with, just the stinger. But I mean, they could just say, screw it, reroute, go through mid, cut over towards B site.
They know where he is too because of the Trailblazer, and the fact that the Trailblazer was used right away allows them to get into heaven, right? That means that they don't have to worry about him holding close with something like a judge.
But yeah, I mean, he's.
घुसे.
That'll get dropped in a moment. Yep, can't get back in there in time. It does go down, and I mean, this tells them exactly where he is. They know he has to be ramped now.
Yeah, because he didn't come back into sight, that's for sure. And now Vents has been taken as well. Oh,
नहीं यार टैक्सी.
A little bit of hope.
Catching him on the opposite side of that wall.
Indeed.
Rifle's still in favor of Global Esports.
Into a 4v4. Lightning fast tucked away here. Pings out. Knows that somebody's playing up top, and now Pat trying to flash himself in through that back elbow, but the end will fall. Garnet's with 2, Cruz with 1. Suddenly it's all on Monyet to try to finish things off. He's going for the reload! And the Sushi Boys will take him down. And it's another just unexpected turnaround here with Talon being able to close out the round. They're denying that match point away. 1 second exactly remaining on the spike.
कोई बात नहीं.
This one just slipping out of Global's hands.
हाथ से राउंड नहीं निकलना था यार.
Anything in the previous round, so they still have about 2 rounds worth of creds here that they can pull by coming into the next one. So not too concerned, but it is important to mention that again, there is a big difference between match point and just being at 11, right? Because match point at least guarantees overtime. You can be a little bit more lax with what you want to go through in the future rounds. Whereas 11, at a certain point, you're going to feel the pressure of, okay, we got to take some risks to secure that match point.
ठीक है, resurrection है, cosmic divide है, gravity wells वगैरह buy out कर लेंगे.
They're still fine. Yes. GE is still so well off. Absolutely insanity. The Sushi Boy is going to be driven forward, takes a little bit of damage from the main shells. Trailblazer, yep, it identifies and gets the bite as well.
Nice LF traded.
Yeah, there is going to be good cover and trades from Pat though, but that does mean they still lost their Viper, right? So a crucial agent in terms of simply buying time in a certain section of the map.
But Sushi Boy's dying first.
Statistically, that does lead to some wins here for Talon.
It's looking good.
The win conditions have been met. We're on course for another victory.
Just that sacrificial lamb. Aaron now going to be tucked away. 2 people getting ready to push in. Do they?
Guys, next second map.
Looks like the answer's going to be yes, but Aaron doesn't suspect there's a second.
I mean, Pat, you know, trading in mid, trading in A, he's doing the most he can.
Oh boy.
Oh!
Nice रे Monyet.
Well,
बच गया, उससे भी बचा.
What is happening in this map?
Oh, he does does he just have a special ability called Super Jump? Because he jumps over the spray, then he gets boosted up by the Sage Wall, which that was what really threw off the aim. But then he jumps over the shows
like Mario jumping over a bullet bill. So
Mario
casually.
jumping.
And now they know exactly where Pat's at. He's gonna try to flash for himself, swings in, will get
Nice,
one.
sir.
But in the end, it's a team ace as Bazzi finishes the job and brings it to map point. William, what in the hell am I watching?
I have no idea. And here's the thing, it's, I mean, well, that's watching from his point of view. Jumps off the wall. Wow. And here's the thing, if that showstopper had landed actually on that wall directly next to him, he would have died, but it actually goes right towards the Siege wall.
I think it might have actually gone past him on the side rather than under him.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Either way, it looks really funny.
Wow. I mean.
And if I'm Garnets, I'm pissed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that is something that.
12-6, let's go. We are winning it, yaar.
And here's the thing, if they were barely scraping by wins, maybe we joke about, okay, the heroics are coming into play, but the thing is, even without that, they've had such a good lead, and on top of that, this is just salt in the wounds.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, another stinger here in the hand. Sushi boys.
Garnet, Sushi boys.
Flush out any kind of vent pressure.
Yeah, and I mean, you have crews at 1 point away from the Cosmic Divide, but don't have the firepower to confidently push out, secure a part of the map, and then
निकाल लो रे ये राउंड खत्म करो साथ
they're playing so far back as if they have the perfect
प्लस 7 पे एंड
set up,
करो यो
but
यो
they
यो
don't.
हाय
They
हाय
have the
सब
null command, but the way they're positioned, I mean, they're flooding
अरे
the
यार
site,
प्रेजेंस नहीं डिटेक्ट करवानी थी वो भी दोनों
they're just trying
डिटेक्ट
to hope that you win your duels when the entry happens on the side of Global Esports.
Slowed down. 40 seconds remaining.
किधर गया रे
Offense, they'll start storming their
भाई
lane.
कमेंट्री करो हिंदी वाला हिंदी कमेंट्री चाहिए तुमको
Away from the paint shells. Damage really
हिंदी
taken.
कमेंट्री रुक अभी ये तो ठीक है ये खत्म ही होने जैसा हो गया है
Healed lightning fast quite quickly.
It takes one.
Sliver of HP, the second one intercepted by Tech.
Nice, Raiden.
Having 3 HP, managing to find a kill.
They know where he is. Oh,
Pat now.
Nice Manet, let's
Against
go.
the last man standing will find the third kill to
अगले
go
map से
finish the
करते हैं
map. 13 and 6. Global on their map selection of split, making it look easy.
what an impressive show of skill here from Global Esports. I mean, this is, I'll be very honest, I think this is the type of play a lot of people joked about Global Esports being able to succeed in this season, right? Yes, the potential was there, but how are you going to build that up so fast by getting over the language barriers, getting all these jet mains?
Make us proud, Ronsky तो नहीं खेला but ठीक है.
Oceania cheering for Ronsky, of course. I mean, he's been putting on great numbers in the previous matches as well.
Oh,
but
yeah.
then now you put in Lightning Fast for at least split. We'll see if any changes happen in the coming maps. But everyone continuing to grow individually, and then the comms and calls just perfectly.
वो मनियट का ये एस था ना भाई.
I mean, what a way
Momentum
to
दे
start
दिया था
off
यही
the
एस ने
round.
momentum
At
दिया
the
था.
very beginning, the ace jumping over the showstopper, the spray downs in mid through the Viper's pit. Guy was having a whale of a time, but Bazzi as well. I mean, there was not really a weak link, it seemed like, in this iteration of Global on this map. Everybody looked absolutely drilled. Aaron, widely, his reads were fantastic. I think aside from lightning fast, jumping into his own...
DRX के टाइम पे जो एरन का ये था ना क्या बोलते हैं अपन एम था वो थोड़ा सा विफ कर रहा था इधर उधर विफ हो रहा था लेकिन ये मैप में भाई बिल्कुल विफ नहीं किया और ये बाजी का 1v3 भाई नेक्स्ट लेवल 1v3 था क्या रिएक्शन टाइम था GTA डाउनलोड हुआ हाँ हो गया कल रात को ही कर दिया था कल रात को जब डाउनलोड पे लगाया तो सुबह 7 बजे पीसी बन गया
Sometimes he would get caught off guard a little bit, right? Focusing on that IGLing. I'm going to say, okay, well, you know what? He is the IGL 1 or 2 rounds. The mistakes can happen. But this time he's always hanging safely while calling for his team and make sure his teammates are set up to win these trades.
7 बजे जब पीसी बंद हुआ
Fantastically done. That's one map out of the way. Global, if they want to get their
Next
first
level था वो.
victory under the belt, so they're going to have to show us
क्या करता ऑप्शन नहीं है ना गेम भी डाउनलोड करना है फिर 5MB डाउनलोड किया
Well, you know what? That also map was very fire, so totally understandable. It is actually kind of warm here. I actually wish I had taken my jacket off now that I'm looking at you. But what an incredible
5M डाउनलोड किया फिर गेम डाउनलोड किया
Esports that we have seen it several
5M
times
चाहिए
from
था।
TALON. Of course, the last time they finally picked up the Harbor
Like
competition,
करें।
make it work for themselves. They did get a victory, even though I would say not off the back of the Harbor utility.
Yeah, well, it's time to... We'll see how all that goes. But it's time to go to a commercial break, and then the desk is going to break everything down. I won't spoil what's going on, but there might be some movement on stage. I'll leave you with that. We'll see you guys after the break.
मतलब कोई खेलने आने वाला है, कोई और खेलने आने वाला है। लेट्स गो बेबीज। अगर रॉसी आया ना भाई मजा आ जाएगा। हाँ हाँ 5M तो सही है भाई। अभी देखेंगे भाई कौन सा सर्वर खेलना शुरू करना है, क्या सर्वर खेलेंगे। ठीक है गाइस, यू गाइस एंजॉय, आई विल जस्ट कम इन अ मोमेंट। 1 मिनट रुक जाओ गाइस सिर्फ। मैं 1 मिनट सिर्फ पानी लेके आ रहा हूँ, बस बॉटल लेके आता हूँ। बाकी सब सॉर्टेड है ना। ये देखो गेम डाउनलोड हो गई, 5M डाउनलोड हो गया, सब कुछ कर लिया है। अब बस सर्वर डिसाइड करना है। तुम लोग सर्वर सजेस्ट करो यार, इनिशियली क्या सर्वर खेलूं। दैट्स इट। सर्वर पता चल जाए ना क्या सर्वर तुम लोग को देखने में मज़ा आता है, फिर वहीं से शुरू कर दूंगा। उसके फॉर्म्स फिल करके जस्ट डू इट। आई विल कम इन अ मोमेंट, यू गाइस स्टे ट्यून्ड। भैया जी ने HTRP 3.0 सजेस्ट किया है। लेट मी चेक सर्च सर्वर HTRP। मैंने सोल सिटी सर्च किया था। तो सेवलाइट 3.0 है। HTRP का क्या सीन है? हाँ इतना ये HTRP चल भी रही है। और सोल सिटी तो बंद ही नहीं होगी ना, तो कुछ नया है, इसको मिलते हैं। एग्जियन सुपर सारे कॉलर वर्षना आदित्य हादी भी खेल रहा है, जिमी गेमिंग भी खेल रहा है, मूर्ति खेल रहा है, एवरीबडी इज प्लेइंग ना, वही चीज़ HTRP में अपने को ये मिलना भी बहुत मुश्किल है। ठीक है, विल ट्राई रे HTRP का फॉर्म, नहीं तो फिर इसका फॉर्म भरूंगा मैं, विल फिल आउट द फॉर्म। हम लोग म्यूजिक सुनो, आई विल कम बैक इन अ मोमेंट।
Back from the dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're all invited to go fucking mental on this motherfucking drop. The countdown has just begun. Are you ready? Let's go.
Now we're back from the dead. We're back from the dead.
Hell yeah.
Back. Now we're back from the dead.
Are you ready? Let's go. Man from the dead.
We're back from the dead.
Off with that Trailblazer just to clear out fence, and then we have lightning fast.
Music band, guys. Music
to
band.
set up for that split push. They even used a hawk just to clear out
And
mid to
we are
prevent
back.
Talon pushing
back in. Meanwhile, all this happens, they actually got Talon to spend out their utility, and then they have this Viper's Pit up on towards the A side. They started pushing in together as a squad, taking down Heaven, taking down side, pushing past main. They managed to get the spike down pretty soon. What was good from Talon here is this positional play from Pat, who was hiding up by Hell the whole time. He managed to take out 2, and then comes the retake. We have Garnett's coming in with a blast pick and a Judge up on elbow, but this is what happens with Batsy.
Yeah, this guy individually, absolutely nuts. There's a reason he was a duelist for so long. It's because his reactions are so good. And I just gotta say, a lot of people were calling for Batsy to be the one potentially that's removed from this roster. Absolutely not. You are dead wrong. This guy is absolutely insane. He is clutch with his shooting. He's great with his utility. Like the casters have been talking about, you know,
this guy is mad. अगर कोई बोलता है ना इसको बाहर करो, वो उसको बाहर करने का जरूरत है, उसको स्पोर्ट्स का नॉलेज नहीं है। उसको कैसा बाहर करोगे? क्या मारता है? ये है, माको है, फॉक्सी 9 है, समथिंग है, फोर्सेकन है। ये प्लेयर्स को कैसा बाहर कर सकते हो रे? वो भी बोलता है बाहर करो इनको, तुम खुद बाहर हो जाओ।
Like you mentioned, he's so selfless as well. He's setting up Lightning Fast, who, by the way, was kind of pretty nice on the raise. A little bit more.
वो ज़्यादा अच्छा है, तुम खुद ही बाहर हो जाना।
Texture to do, but it's a good showing from Global overall. I think Talon, we got the paper.
Look at this guy. He's
feels bad for Talon.
We're gonna print a poster size of that for you to put.
I'm gonna hang this up in my room.
Yeah,
absolutely. I need it signed by Batsy and everything. I'm good. I love this guy. He's great.
Kiss him goodnight.
I mean. You did have him in your original roster, your draft pick at the beginning, right?
Yeah, the only one I didn't have was Lightning.
Yeah.
And then I threw my pen. I was like, that's it.
नहीं कर सकता अभी।
I'm so distracted now by the fancy poster.
Fuzzy. Okay, well, we also saw the debut appearance of Lightning Fast. We do know that him and SK Rossi just came in 2 weeks ago, and that wasn't a lot of time for them to get acclimated to Korea. And I mean, how'd you guys find it?
Good. I mean, not bad. It was in. There were a few mistakes, right? Like the fade throws that came back in his face.
Yeah.
Welcome to Korea.
Yeah,
welcome to Pacific.
Yeah. Other than that, I thought he was fine. I mean, it wasn't. He didn't. He was doing okay on the entries. I saw some really good blast backing, which again is the thing that, like, for me, I'm actually more focused on with Rays players. Is like, okay, cool. Everybody can throw paint shells. Like everybody can throw a boom bot. It's not hard.
Yeah.
What impresses me is their blast backing, and I saw some really good deep ones, and that's important.
Yeah.
That's how you take space as duelist, and he's done a great job of it. And if this is how he debuts, you know, I think it's a good showing. It makes you want to
इसका debut अच्छा हुआ.
Especially just on this map split, the fact that he's a new
Casters
player.
are happy, we are happy, India happy, everyone happy.
Global is a team that has quite a bit of potential. On the other hand, it really breaks your heart to see talent like this, Vic.
Okay. Let's talk about talent. This is their second split map that we've seen in the last 2 weeks. Both times it has not been going well. What is going wrong? Like what can they do better? We're going to Icebox in the next map. This Icebox is Talon's pick. I think maybe Talon might have not wanted to split either, but that was not their choice. What do we want to see? You know,
it sounds basic to say, but there's a little bit of lack of coordination. Like we saw with the triple duelist, and that was a little less surprising in a way. But clearly, like, they don't fight for space in the same way that you saw GE fighting, right? Like, there's always crossfires, almost always, for GE off the rip, whereas Talon's a lot more individual-based and
rush
in and try to just win your peak fights and that kind of thing. And that's okay if you're really, really good, like Paper X, but like, you know, when you don't have that same level of explosive firepower that Paper X does, you know, this is, again, not to diss on anybody on Talon, but when they were at their best, in my opinion, at lock-in, was when they're playing together. Like, the utility coordination is there, and then everybody follows up on it. I'm not seeing that as much.
Yeah, I think that's something that we kind of need to talk about, or at least explore, because their performance at lock-in was the best that we've seen so far. I mean, they took down great teams. They had such.
Guys, dad का call था, important call. Pick it up.
This hasn't happened yet. Maybe.
We picked up.
Let's see that lock-in roster again. Maybe Pat needs to take a step back, and maybe we'll have Jett Boys and Garnett's back in. I don't know, because whatever it is that
जीतो रे, आज तो जीतो.
now, going this fast and
Indian team में Indian players आ गए, अब नहीं जीतेंगे तो कब जीतेंगे?
Disconnected. It's not really working. You know, we've got Fox kind of underperforming.
दिखाता हूँ मैं तुमको कि क्या सीन चल रहा है अभी। मैंने खोल के ही रखा है ना ये लाइव है अभी अपना नेक्स्ट पेपर एक्स के साथ द हेल ब्रो। सैटरडे को ही है जॉर्ड -1 जाएगा। लोग 4 ही मैप 5 मैप हारे 4 जीते 2-1 2-1 पता नहीं 2-0 2-0
I would like to see that lock in
1-2
at least give it another
ऐसा
shot
कुछ ही
for
होगा
another week or two at the end of this, just to see if maybe that can be the future.
Right. Now we are going into
all upcoming matches में क्या क्या है boss?
Mention, and again today is high stakes.
पेपर एक्स को हराएंगे ना।
Walk away winning is gonna struggle to make it to play.
आरआर क्यों भी वो भी फिर हरा सकते हैं वो वाली बात हो जाएगी। और फिर वैसे भी डीएफएम के साथ है 13 मई को तो।
I'm very curious if SK Rossi is still going to be out or if he's going to be coming in. If there going to be any rosters.
He's sitting right there. He's using a final mouse too.
Ooh, nice.
All right. This is great. I mean, this is so exciting. You know, Lightning Fast again played fine. I thought.
अच्छा अब एलएफ बाहर हो गया रॉसिन 4 बेबी।
I'm curious to see what role he's going to fill. If he's going to continue to be that Sova like we saw at Lock-in, or maybe they've got something else dialed up here. Yeah.
He tweeted out an interesting graphic that had Jett in it today.
Oh, really?
That's a little spicy.
Boy.
Looks like Pat's still in for the side of Talon, though. And again, like you mentioned, do or die, heaven or hell. If they don't make their way out of Icebox, then
adios.
Next week is going to be Zeta, who has been showing up like mad on the kill feed with Death lighting things up. So they're in trouble, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like their roster hasn't changed, Talon. What are we expecting from SK Rossi?
He is on the Jett.
Okay. That Twitter hint, huh?
Texture on Killjoy. I mean, this has kind of been a common theme here we've seen in the last couple weeks, is that the duelists who need to shift, you know, over potentially another duelist go to the Killjoy. It is kind of the
Paper X.
yeah, exactly, right? Forsaken is the first person you think.
For sure, but I mean, apart from that, like, I guess it can kind of make sense if you just have that anchoring potential and you're able to land those shots. Duelists and Sentinels need to have
guys.
On the other hand, a little bit interesting is
अभी रुको फोन चेंज करते हैं।
Initiators. Fox back on the Sova for Icebox, and both teams going with that tried and true now Viper Harbor composition.
I'm just watching them right now. I'm soaking in the
फोन चेंज करते हैं।
See where this is gonna go for the next.
Rossi buy on Jett. Let's freaking go. Rossi buy on Jett मैं यही वेट कर रहा था।
Game 2, we have Talon in Global Esports. Let's go talk to our casters, Achilles and William.
Either at
Thank you very much. And
Rossi.
Oh boy, yeah. Rossi's in, and he's also playing Jett. Not going to be on that initiator position like we saw from him over at Lock-in. I mean, the last time we saw him play Duelist was in the what was it, the Gecko show match.
Oh yeah, actually you're right. He did play it there. I forgot about that.
That was pretty much the last time. So it's been a good long while.
अरे ये डालना तो भूल ही गया।
In him to be able to deliver a win, to put up some solid numbers, and also in texture to show this Killjoy.
Yeah, I mean, very curious.
SK Rossi on Jett.
Rossi, obviously, he's played Jett through and through, but how is it coming back? And now in this roster setup, also curious to find out. Global Esports, they're playing the composition that Loud showed off when they started to integrate Harbor back at Lock-in. Meanwhile, they're showing the comp that DRX started to show off with the Harbor back at Lock-in. The big difference being the Sky and the Sova. The Sky allows you to really kind of double team with the Jett and play a bit more aggressively. You can flash through your own walls of smoke as well, while the Sova, of course, is going to secure a little bit more info and has a little bit more post-plant utility.
Well, it's another first here for Texture. The Sage, something we hadn't seen before. Looked quite good. Now he comes out
Texture on KJ.
So first Sentinel appearance.
Let's go.
Today in his career. For now, heavy presence from Talon, who are first on the attack. Drifting over towards B. See, there's a couple other people who are nearby. This kitchen being held at the moment by Texture. Aaron now looking to join.
Yeah, but look at the setup once again, right? This is what I was talking about. A site, it was purely taken by the double team of Guiding Light and then the Jett
Maniet.
out. Now Aaron just has to stay alive. I mean, they purposely left the site entirely open.
Right before that wall goes up, Aaron getting line of sight.
Maniet and Aaron both on smokes. Let's go.
A lot of firepower left on the ground now here for the side of Talon.
Surely you suspect, yeah, that someone has.
Let's go.
Flank, but can they be ready for it? I mean, if the timing's right, Global Esports, they should strike from both sides at the same time.
Rossi backing away.
Bazi takes one, Bazi takes two.
Picking up 2 kills.
I think it's a good call, right? You don't want to get caught with your hands out just trying to control the utility. Meanwhile, Cruz
Texture takes one, Rossi.
Flooding them. And it's going to be a flawless pistol round. Might not be an ace from one yet, but pretty much everybody getting involved in this one. As the defuse will come through. Looks like they want to try to fast track those Seekers. Bazzi finding 2 kills. This will give him that 3rd charge.
Rossi.
I mean, again, Global
Ruko.
Esports and pistol
What's
rounds
up?
go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Esports enthusiast का group
They're
उठने
always
हैं
good for at
चलेगा.
least one on the map, if not both, and obviously that's how they're seeing.
हम इधर बात भी करेंगे.
Huge positive record. Now, I like that the fact that they're prioritizing Seekers as well. When we started to see Sky really show back up, the fact that sometimes she's the main initiator or the only initiator,
और
that
नहीं
means the
रे.
Seekers
ये
allow you to have one extra round of
group
really
हटाओ भाई हटाओ.
pertinent information.
Yeah, not having that solo.
नंबर नहीं जाना चाहिए किसी का भी. My bad.
Let's try to shift the balance back in your favor.
Force spy here with the Stingers from Talon. Not everyone, but everyone does buy down with the Sheriffs as well.
Pretty shallow wall here from Aaron. Blocking off too much of anything, but
B का presence दिख गया. ठीक है.
confirming presence at the very least. Start quickly dealt with. Not going to find much there. As Rossi going to be the one.
स्काई और सोहम मेरे को ये अच्छा एक डिफरेंस दिखा है. मतलब अगर स्काई के ब्लाइंड्स आपको फ्लैशेस आपको अगर काउंटर में भी यूज करने आगे तो आप वॉल्स के थ्रू रॉसी.
I think that might just be a little bit of over eagerness here in his debut. Let's end up going down. The rest of the team now looking to hold the line.
Aaron stuck. He does.
Rossi ये कौन सा डैश था?
And suddenly we're in a 2v2. Weapons recovered. Sushi Boy's picking up that Spectre. Pat wants to do the same. Otherwise, still does have the Stinger. Swing out now into a 1v1. It's Monyet versus Sushi.
But Sushi did pick up the Spectre. It's just a matter of mind.
Yeah, let's go. भाई लेकिन रॉसी कौन सा डैश मार रहा भाई?
The sights. So Global will be able to win this round, but at a fairly heavy cost.
Yeah, I mean, they take a big hit, but of course on the other side as well, right? Talon bought down with the Sheriff's Stinger. So at the end of the day, I mean, normally we would say, okay, I mean, this almost is a win for Talon, but Talon's going to have to rest one extra round. Now the big question becomes, do they buy Stingers again just to try to catch back up while they, set up for half armors in the coming round?
Well, we'll ignore the tailwind.
Yeah, we'll skip that part, all right? Everyone gets one. Everyone gets one.
ये box.
Quite a bit of spending on both sides. I mean, you see Pat down to 1,000.
भाई शेरिफ की टपली आनी पड़नी चाहिए.
Everybody else on the side of Global as well. Quite a bit of money, only Texture with that Spectre in hand. 2,000.
So Talon just poised to make sure they can either buy full armor and weapons or half armor with full utility in the next round.
Short Monyet.
Quick and easy.
बच जा.
16 HP though remaining from Monyet. If you can join up with Bazzi in a little bit, they can go ahead and heal that away.
Yeah, they're gonna have to buy time for that. And that's exactly what they do. Backs off. Texture just trying to keep screens, right? As long as you have screens and you have
Foxy.
Cruz coming up on this
Bhai,
flank
round
angle.
gaya.
Finds Aaron as well, the boot.
Most probably.
Fantastic timing from him. Drop down how
नहीं
have been
मैं कुछ गलत समझ लिया. My bad. Sorry.
Man's on one today.
आज पागल हो गया ये.
And maybe you heard us talking about him saying, okay, your utility, your fragging may not have been great, but your utility has been top tier. Well, no longer. It's the fragging that's really putting him at the top of the scoreboard now.
It's, I believe, a 6-1 now start for
क्या के लिए गार्डियन भाई?
Fantastically done with that Guardian in hand. I mean, nice casual little swing out here from Monyet to find that first kill.
मेरे को उल्टा लगा पता है? मेरे को ये लगा कि अपना ये है, अपना हार्बर है. तो हेल्प
good sheriffing overall from the side of Talon.
जो बैक ऑफ साइड होल्ड करके रखा है ताकि कोई अगर बैक ऑफ साइड मारने आएगा तो वो उसको निकाल लेगा. लेकिन नहीं बे. 3-0. Rifles versus rifles.
Now they're set up for their buys. They do complete the lockdown as well for Sushi Boy. So this is a chance to finally turn the momentum around on the side of Talon.
And we have Seekers as well, lekin nahi Aaron.
Very nice. That's not setting off that turret. Goes for Aaron first, finds it, then deals with the KJ util. And
Shot!
Pat just barely did not see Rossi there, and he's able to just ADS in, get the headshot.
I shot. Crazy. ठीक है 4v4 but utils टूटी है and Aaron गया है ना. It's okay. Harbor is dead. Both the harbors are dead actually. Harbor to harbor का ही trade आया है और जेट नहीं लिया है दोनों harbors का trade. Let's go. A hit ही दिख रहा है 40 seconds के साथ तो.
Still though, not enough for texture. And one yet to rotate across.
Rossi doesn't have the best of weapons.
Nice, Rossi.
Not the best of weapons to take away the lockdown, but he is going to wait patiently for a kill.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of needed that. The longer that he stayed, the
4v3.
needing that dash to be able to get out and avoid getting detained. So just pop that. No sprint through the wall to try to.
Nice, Rossi. Nice.
Rossi now on for an ace.
Oh, he wants it so bad.
In his debut map, what a way to jazz somebody up. This would certainly be it. The push out.
Abbe bazi.
Come on, you knew he was full flashed, my guy.
I'll flash for you. Just kidding. I'm flashing for me.
अबे फोर के नहीं बेस चाहिए था रॉसी से.
But now can be upgraded. Just with the one casualty is Bazzi and Rossi leading the charge on the board. Oh, it wasn't even ADS, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's just primed and positioned. And I mean, this is one of the advantages for the Guardian. I like that, you question why do you're not going to spam through the wall. You have a Guardian, but he gets the guaranteed kill over, and then he's still able to clean house.
मूड खराब हो गया रॉसी का. एस था.
Just having that nervous smile of like, uh-oh.
I'm going to draw the ire of all of India. Everybody at that watch party
Yeah,
booing.
the watch party.
Just booing Bazzi, but widely cheering on Global.
Well, I mean, Bazzi surely one of the spearheads today for Global as they continue to look like it might be a swift victory finally as they try to go for their first win here in Pacific.
Roping across. This will have been heard and now spotted. Garnet
Nahi re mani.
time to avoid getting,
the bite.
getting any damage. The bite now zoning them.
Shot.
Pat, vulnerable, gets headshot, gets killed.
NT.
Can't quite adjust to find the second, but then the dog comes in.
Nice try yaar.
Awkwardness though is
Garnet को ही तोड़ा.
Garnet's with his own Hunter's Fury, but at the end of the day, it's Rossi, the last man standing. Pride and hope of India now looking to bring them across the line. There's one gone.
He has no information on the others yet, though. Oh, spots Cruz. They heard the drop.
Cruz is walking.
Anti-Rossi.
Turn there from Fox in the corner. Is able to go ahead and give Talon that first round win, but again, at great cost. Cash from the side of Global, very much banked up. Talon, ooh, it's rough around the edges. Going to be seeing some half armor and rifles coming through.
Yeah, the half armors. We'll see if that comes back. Fight him for, but it's going to be just enough to kind of keep them on life support as they try to claw back in. If you're a map 2, because here's the thing, they not only have to win Icebox, but they have to get to map 3 to even have a chance to get their own first win.
Look at it now. Garnet's just going to be going for the Blade Storm.
The operator is going to hold mid, guiding like, whoa!
Talon Garnet भाई, ये Garnet पागल हो गया अब.
Initially, in the end, manages to find him, get that headshot across. See how he continues to play on the entry here for his.
Rossi on Jett any day. मतलब Sage खेला था split पे.
Reckoning now invested from Pat.
Now this does force them to empty the site, but they're gonna hear a lot of the footsteps. Like, GES though, they have no reason.
But Sage on op is somewhere खराब लगता ही है.
Rotating is because of that deep flank, and we saw that in the picture as well. I mean,
ठीक है, texture mid से जा रहा है ना.
Do they recognize that he can be this deep already?
Looks like Aaron does as he's inching forward. Rossi now scoped in. Oh, the timing! He's gonna turn away, and this could be a 2-for-1 if he decided to swing it, but he does not.
He's just waiting for the rotates. He just wants to fight them right in the last second. He's gonna hear this. Here's the drop.
Bassie's coming around on the opposite side. That will at least confirm that position.
Nahi!
The last snipe would have been enough to do it, but can't quite find it. Cruz with a fantastic
नहीं.
drift through the B site into that lurk.
Indeed.
Will finally fall. Aaron looking like, yeah, grab up the operator, go for the save.
Yeah, that's the best play you could do, right? I mean, with the operator dropped, that's what could start to hurt your economy. You say, okay, we're already down in the numbers as well. Let's just save the operator texture. He's just in a position where...
Could hit a timing here.
Yeah, just trying to get one extra kill, try to get towards that lockdown. No, he's just going to play it safe. Okay.
Moves back across the opposite way. We'll be all right, tucked away in kitchen. So operator held on to, Talon do find their second. This is good for them to be able to find their footing because, you know, we're talking about how bad the economy was looking, and Aaron, oh boy, not what you want to see there.
Yeah,
complete and utter whiff.
Yeah, he was holding the angle as well, but I mean, sure, the timer was just about to run out. Maybe you were going through your comms. It looked a little shaky. Meanwhile, Garnett's was just sighted in for the kill on the hunt here. Oh man, I mean, just a nice movement from Garnett's as well. Of course, with that play storm, that's the advantage he has in that duel.
Well, timeout now going to be used by Global, even though they have the lead. They don't want Talon to find a way.
कोई ना guys, कोई ना. I'm just.
Take a look at, you know, Icebox. This is.
ये ऑफ नहीं टूटनी चाहिए थी.
Has been one of the least played, if not the least played map now.
Yes, I believe so. Now that Split's been picked a couple extra times, Icebox being widely avoided, not even picked at all, usually banned out. So we'll see Global Esports. Now I wonder if they're also discussing, obviously not in this next round because they don't have the economy for it, but eventually do you try to go for this operator again? Because one of the strengths that I keep mentioning is if you have this guy in the jet, you can actually just push out together with the rifles. But if you only have the operator, you know what? I give credit, right, to that. That takes courage to hold that right here, and then also with the dab, which I did my first dab because of depth the other day on broadcast.
Oh right.
Yeah.
I'm just did Tyler want to get banned?
पर एक ही मिस्टेक हो गया रे.
Always wants more freedom.
रॉसी ने नाइफ भी यूज कर लिया, ऑफ भी खो दिया. बात वहाँ खराब हो गई थोड़ी सी.
Never enough freedom, brother.
नहीं बे.
Not enough.
Oh, okay, covering fire is not as good as it needed to be.
All right, go next.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. They've been slow creeping around garage. You don't expect them to hit this a little bit faster, but I look at Global.
Nice.
Say, okay, yeah, well, we know that you guys are on an eco. We're gonna push the envelope here a little bit harder than we normally do. And yeah, Rossi ends up getting caught with the Bucky in hand.
Yeah, now.
Oh. Nice try.
I like the idea from Texture. You're droning. I'm gonna molly you. Maybe I'll get a kill. I know you're low HP, but Pat just shuts that down.
Yeah,
Nice try. 4-3.
Looks like okay. They do want to stick with the op, so most likely what that means is they want to position Rossi to just hold. Wow, what a just.
वो अगर शॉट कनेक्ट हो जाता ना भाई मजा आ जाता.
Position him to hold through a guiding light and then rotate Batsy over quickly so he can gain information either mid or on the other side. But this all relies on the fact that Rossi can get a bit of a forward position and has to be good for his first shot.
अच्छा स्विच किया बाय स्विच किया अच्छी बात है. थोड़ा इको बचा.
Presence now. 3 people ready to creep across you towards tube where Texture's the lone member waiting.
Oh, and Foxy wasn't spotted here. Oh, he's actually going to enter garage.
Yeah, he misses this timing.
हर बार टाइमिंग हो रहा है रॉसी के साथ.
Yeah, I mean, neither of them know surely of the other presence. Meanwhile, the site is being taken through kitchen. A great guiding light.
Oh, Bazzy. Well, he does crucially shut down the pit.
एक वाइपर तोड़ना था वो तोड़ दिया वो अच्छी बात है.
Enter Yuto onto the site. Texture now spotting, but can't swing wide enough to take.
Garnet भी लो है.
Find one. Granita pulls off of that.
Texture.
Shuts Texture down. Sushi Boys in the meantime catching Money out on the rotate. The open mid needs the shot. He nails it. Dash forward.
Does he know about kitchen?
No, he does not. Still that lurk there. Pat able to find that punish. And that's all.
One kitchen call तो हो गई.
Knows where one's at, but at this point, Garnets could be anywhere. It's right out in front waiting. 4-4, tied up for the first time in the series.
Yeah, and an early timeout use as well. Let's remember that on the side of Global Esports, but they're actually not able to regain the momentum. Again, their pistols are always good. Their early rounds look good, but let's say it like it is. I mean, the overall big picture idea with the operator was fine. You want to get an aggressive position, but the way you executed it, you left, you know, kind of an opening there, and obviously it was a very sliver of a timing where Foxy is able to get through. But that alone already buys enough time for the site to be overtaken, despite Batsy's heroics to try to shut down the Viper's pit.
This is a little bit concerning. I mean, granted, it's the first time that we're seeing Icebox from Global. This is that kind of debut of the map, but we've seen it from Talon before. They were able to beat Team Secret on this map when Secret had selected it. Secret, of course, as we've noted many times, not having been able to win
it's
on any
okay,
of
it's
their map
okay.
picks
थर्ड
yet.
मैप नहीं चाहिए गाइस, थर्ड मैप मेरे को तो नहीं चाहिए। आज 2-0 क्लीन वाइप चाहिए, ताकि राउंड डिफरेंस पे भी जब आए ना, मतलब राउंड जीतने या विन लूज पे भी आए या राउंड डिफरेंस पे भी आए, तो बहुत अच्छा रहना चाहिए अपना मैप विंस पे भी अगर बात आती है ना, तो फिर वैसी चाहिए 2-0।
Global, you got to start to get a bit more concerned now. Obviously, this round they're taking it just a bit slower on the eco. Now this is all really to set up for Monyet, and he's already.
Monyet का अच्छा शॉट, अच्छे शॉट।
The man's playing the tightrope.
Oh my God.
Short shots, Money.
Nothing else. Esports doesn't work out. Clearly, he'd be good in a circus.
Texture, यार ये short connections बनता है। You have that.
Oh, he does make sure that the vulnerable lands on him, but not going to be able to fight back.
Cirque de Monnier.
Cirque de Monnier. He changed the name a little bit.
Yeah. It's a minor change up. Cruz out, pushing forward. We'll find Aaron Rossi going to fall. Leaves Texture on his lonesome with the sheriff in hand, and he's making noise. And that'll be the finisher. I mean, again, quality rounds. They're coming up with some good kills, limiting the number of weapons that are carried over. But Talon now have a very solid bank built up for themselves here.
Yeah, they can buy whatever.
Econ अच्छा है रे Talon का।
Notably, first time they're taking the lead here in this matchup.
ये शॉट बहुत तगड़ा मारा था। ये और भी तगड़ा था।
That was great to watch in slow-mo. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I know a lot of fans who have been following Monyet's career are so happy to see him perform on the global level. So credit to him. But right now, all focus on Talon. They're starting to correctly read how Global Esports wants to use this comp, especially, again, the way they've been trying to position SK Rossi's Jett off the back of that sky.
Really clear on the drone.
तो एक्चुअल चेंज करने का चांस है, मतलब वो तो दिख रहा है कि रॉसी के पीछे बाजी खेल ही रहा है, बार बार उसके लिए फ्लैश कर रहा है। बट नाउ दे कैन जस्ट हैव वन प्लेन की वाइप, मतलब कोई भी स्मोक्स खिला दो उसके पीछे, हो नहीं सकता ना, इनिशिएटर नीडेड है समवेयर समटाइम्स। रॉसी
now we will find Cruz. The nanoswarm gets set and cleared. Lockdown will flush them back off the site. Maybe Texture would go for the answering defending lockdown, just trying to draw the stalemate. Not to beat. Aaron, so close to getting punished there through the pipes.
Alright, using the reckoning just to
Shot रे Money. Money.
Gets boxed through pipes.
टेक्सचर का भी शॉट तगड़ा था रे, शॉट जीजीस।
They do not want to get ahead, but man, what a quick two pop there from Sushi Boys.
So much that Sushi Boys has to do. He's just being kept, his attention tied behind him because of Batsi's Sky.
Yeah, he's got to swing out wide. The initial shot on the up. It does not connect. Texture's got to back off. Suddenly, this is winnable. It would have to be an ace. He's looking for it. Texture will say no. Shuts it down, grabs the up, hands the defuse over to Bazzi. He's got just enough time to go ahead and make that work. And we're tied up at 5-5, but man, what a close round. Sushi Boy's nearly bringing that one back from the dead.
Yeah, I mean, such good finesse there, both in terms of his aim and positioning, to try to bring that back to a 1v5 clutch, and he almost did it. I mean, very, very close.
यहाँ पे ये दोनों शॉट्स कनेक्ट जो हुए ना, भारी हुए, मजा आ गया।
Nasty stuff.
Yeah, and even here, right, just trying to make sure he can position behind yellow, so even if he, doesn't win the duel immediately, he can try to buy time. Unfortunately, he gets picked off right before.
नहीं रे, ये इतना राउंड लंबा नहीं खींचना चाहिए था। टालन का टाइम आउट 5-5।
And another timeout. Just 4 rounds later.
मेरे को डेजा वू हो रहा है यार।
Talon looking to figure out how they can go ahead and get themselves back into this leading position. But again, I mean, I don't feel that concerned right now if I'm the coach. Obviously, some things to trim up, make sure that they're, not making some of the little micro mistakes that we've been seeing. But given what we've seen from them on the defending side of this map, I would still be sitting pretty.
Yeah, I mean, again, you also have to think about that initiator difference, right? When you're over on that defensive side, not only can you try to get more secure info, but, we got some fans watching their first ever Valorant.
Love from America.
Love to see it. Welcome, welcome. Not sure first time watching at all or first time watching in person, but either way, greetings to you.
Welcome.
Oh, yeah, welcome. There you go. Well,
Bienvenue.
it's just all languages. Throw it all out there. But I mean, this is a great match to watch. Now, the big question is you got to imagine that SK Rossi and Bouncy, they're always going to try to look for these timings where you continue to push out. What's the answer? Last time it was Cruz just hanging on the lurk, trying to catch him off guard, and SK Rossi wins that duel. And he gets spotted.
And now he's going to go for the updraft to know exactly where he's at. Is the covering fire going to be good? The answer is yes. Cruz able to find one, and Texture apprehensive about swinging out again. Finally decides to take the singular kill and back away. Seemingly satisfied, at least with that trade.
Yeah,
Viper's down nice and early.
Wise choice from Texture. Just even the numbers, that's all you had to do, because that means it bought time for Rossi to push out again. But this time they have so many members over on build.
They're in so deep. And Rossi, so far forward.
Shot, Rossi.
That line of sight now draws out the knives.
Yeah, just to scout, make sure that they haven't gotten into the site yet. That buys enough time for Aaron.
Ek number, Aaron. Ek number.
Will go ahead, drop the spike. Pat dead. Hunter's Fury getting that singular connection. Suddenly just fine.
Nice red texture.
Global, go ahead and pick up a back-to-back round now.
Last round in the half.
Right ahead of the last round of the half. And that lockdown still in Texture's pocket.
Yeah, just sitting there. I mean, yeah, there were a couple of rounds earlier where it might have been crucial, but now that they've drawn out the Hunter's Fury as well, this should mean that they are set up for an easy retake or just to buy time. Now,
nice.
Rossi, sure, he had a great shot, but what really impressed me was the way he was drawing aggro, right? And just checking for intel with that updraft off of the Blade Storm. That draws out the Hunter's Fury towards him and really keeps Aaron hidden. Just great comms coming out.
Jeff Garnets. How quickly do they want to push this pace? Or really just an alarm bot in their way. That's easily cleared. Texture waiting to see if this is going to end up being the site before he plants any of these nano swarms. Even then, expected the lockdown is
Rossi on Jett, bhai, Rossi on Jett. Any day I'll prefer watching Rossi on Jett. पागलपन है Rossi को Jett पे देखना.
They most likely want to try to push in further as well, but here's a lockdown.
This is going to draw them forward. They're going to want to clear this.
Oh, absolutely.
So they're going to push the corner. Try to get the destroy on it, and they do. The smoke goes down. Texture falls. Play now, getting ready to come in. Aaron going to be noted. Garnet's up top. Decides not to take the fight. Ends up backing away. Aaron drops to the low ground. He will also get picked apart.
Hold karo re.
Great setup, and during that chaos, that actually allows Pat to hide up there in the nest, but he is going to have to leave. No,
nice try. Ab bachao, nikalo, nikal.
The aim goes down to 30 HP, sure, but wins it out. Now Rossi with an operator. What can you do? A flawless round to end the half and tie it up at 6-6.
अच्छा last round था my bad रे. मैं इतना ज़्यादा इसमें off shots में खो गया था because समझ ही नहीं आया कि 6-6 हो गया है.
On the other side of the map, the last time they played, especially against Team Secret, I think if you're Talon, I mean, especially with how things started off on Split, you're feeling pretty comfortable here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the ever important pistol round coming through. It's going to allow you to string together a nice start on the second half. We'll see if Global can continue to excel in that regard, or if Talon will keep it even at 2-2.
1.5 minute का break.
But definitely a more
को नहीं चाहिए second से third map ही नहीं चाहिए.
Clearly, despite them electing to go to Split last week, Icebox very much more comfortable.
Wait, I thought they didn't play Split last week. What do you mean?
Oh, you're right. Never mind. Forgot. We had that collective fever dream.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, they do look a lot better. And the other thing is, what we're seeing as a big difference here is that they're making these organized calls, which is what seemed to be missing in some of these earlier weeks in Pacific, which was a little disappointing. I mean, a lot of people expected a lot from Talon off of their performance at Lock-In. Their calls were good. They were even taking very, very strong calculated risks. And then they came to Pacific. Things seemed to be in a bit of confusion. I think even Cruz said that in an interview recently as well, where they're still just trying to figure out what roles each person's going to play. Today, they're making the reads a bit crisper round to round. They're adjusting to try to keep up, if not overtake, Global Esports.
Right, well, pressure's certainly mounting here. Let's see if they can get that breakaway pistol round win, though. Talon are going to be able to answer this one back. I mean, a third map, Haven on the horizon. Who knows how that one goes down? We'll see if we can get there.
I mean, who knows who's playing? If we get to Haven.
I mean, that's, yeah, another very good point. Bronski obviously waiting to wait. Lightning Fast could come back in, play Raze on Haven for all we know.
Absolutely, that's
plenty of things that can happen. And I mean, Talon are very much in a similar situation, what with Jit Boys as well. He sat backstage. So if we get to that third and final map, it all looks like. We can see Rossi, Garnet's right now fairly neck and neck between the two of them.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, obviously the team score is tied, but the kill
मैं नहीं
is a
मानता
bit similar as well.
मैं नहीं
Actually, just
मानता
down to the wire, right, with the Jets up top, and then the
टिकी
Killjoys that the
पापा के
initiator.
टिकी
So, clearly both teams
खाली
trying to
टिक्की
answer
बना
back
देना पापा के पापा
round to
टिक्की खा
round, and
लेंगे मैं
that's
तो
what
बना
makes this
दूंगा
round even more important than it usually could be.
चलो गाइस
Recon and a fairly
गार्नेट नहीं
very small amount of damage in on a texture, but it's himself gets knocked down at 41.
30
Return fire, no kill found quite just yet.
70 HP है
33 and Cruz spotting. Let's go ahead and get the double team money. Going to be taken down now. Texture falling as well. Swing on the corner. Rossi and Aaron able to reply back.
NT.
But just one more bullet on that frenzy steady. Would have been able to find it. Said it's going to be Bazzi now in a 1v2.
Now Garnett somehow still surviving with 15 HP, but he's correctly waiting to make this a 2v1. He's just gonna play kind of shield or bait here for Pat. I mean, or Pat with the better health, he could try to stand up front as Garnett tries to get the aim with the ghost.
nice shot
But he's not going to read it.
NT
Expects that wraparound's going to come through from the back Raptor. It does not, and that's going to be Talon. Second half pistol rounds going their way.
Yeah, they're splitting each half across both teams, putting one on either side. So Talon off to a good start, the start that they want here in the second half. Now, the way they set up for Cruz, and these were the kind of things that we wanted to see from Talon, right? Is if someone gets kind of spotted early, then you back out, you draw aggro, you kind of set up and bait for your teammate. Yeah, lots of excitement, but we're seeing it come alive.
Finally something to get pumped about here for Talon. Back in with a lead. But the force buy is coming up from Global, and this is a big gamble.
हाँ फोर्स किया
I mean, this is one where they have to get the win, otherwise they may as well actually kiss the half goodbye. It's going to have a huge impact. Now, Talon's
ये रॉसी है भाई ये रॉसी करवाता ही है मेरे को समझ नहीं आता प्लांट मिला है फोर्स करो
Healing is going to be there. Fortunately, they do have that
ये
shot.
भोगन भाई का स्ट्रैट है
Second one now used. Drone going to be thrown in as well. Fox just dumping any and all util that he can. They use the pistols to clear the drone, so they still might not have a sense that this is going to end up being a buy. Now they do.
No.
Push up over the top again. Cruz making this play.
दो राउंड हो गया वो ऊपर से मार रहा है बार बार
One for now.
Yeah, the fact that he stays alive, this has bought so much time for Pat to just make sure that there hasn't been a rotation yet.
नाइस रे बाजी
Managing to find two. Garnett's putting that vandal to work. Does punish. Man advantage barely there though.
भाग के भी जाओ भाग के
3v2, start rotating around. It's like Rossi gonna cheat forward. No, decides to go with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't run into Pat just yet, worst case, he's on site on B, but the correct assumption would be that they would eventually group up, right? And that's exactly what Talon's going to do, so the plant will go down. The force buy looking promising so far.
Texture's gonna stay on this lurk. See,
भाग के भी जाओ भाग के
under tube, cut across that way. And instead can now start to inch forward and have his own flank through that position.
Yeah, Talon, the idea here is going to be use your utility, make sure you're setting up for kills for Garnett with that Vandal, and then maybe even Pat just drawing aggro with the Cove and trying to force the defuse here.
I just feel like having Texture here a little bit sooner might have been good for him. As Rossi turns the corner, puts a little bit of damage in.
One enemy
Nice.
They spray through the
Nice.
to fall, and there you have it. The force by paying.
क्या ट्रेड था
As the Vandal going to be recovered as well.
वैंडल भी मिल गई स्पेक्टर भी मिल गई फोर्स काम आया बॉस की
The Vandal being free upgrades here for Global Esports. Meanwhile, the Vandal commitment from Talon, and they lose it to the force buy. It's going to have a lasting impact here in the second half.
I was worried. Texture not being there, not having those nano swarms thrown down. I mean, we saw them kind of spraying around the spike, expecting they were going to be there. And I was like, oh boy, if they lose because they don't have post-plant util, this is definitely going to hurt. But they do get it done. It's like Vandal's still going to be held by Aaron. Give him that added little bit of firepower as Rossi looks to push the tempo.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just trying to make the same call that Talon did against them as well.
I think Pat may have been seen. He's going to have to use the Cove just to get himself out of there.
चलो भाई लोग इट्स 7-7 आई फील ओके लो भी है यहाँ पर सुशी बॉयज हील भी नहीं कर सकता ना ही फॉक्सी हील कर सकते हैं दोनों के दोनों इकोस पे लेट्स गो सब अच्छा सब इकोस पे
Now with the Cove gone as well.
Couple darts from Fox, who's nearby. If he can read the plant position, might be able to put some extra damage in. flash goes in, won't find much of anything. Do spot one, and I mean, Monyet dropping
Monyet
off
पागल
the
हो
rope,
गया.
lands on the
टेक्सचर
ground,
घुसा,
sticks his
Monyet
feet,
घुसा, टेक्सचर
finds
2
the
ले
kill.
गया. Monyet टेक्सचर ने पूरा राउंड ही खाली कर दिया. वो कुछ मारने दोगे बाकियों को, एरन बाकी और रॉसी को.
As we go into the next buy round for Talon.
Oh yeah, Talon's ready for it. They say, all right, it's do or die time, right? And I like this call, because if you start to let things run away or you take a little bit more damage in the coming rounds, it's gonna be you're always gonna be a round behind. So Zover best say this is act like it's match point. By the operator, make sure you can continue to snowball it forward.
Riled up now. Talon, so they can give their fans something more to cheer for. As the glass cannon investment from Garnets. Wrapping on the rope, drops down, plays nice and close, scoped in. Just praying that Texture will swing into him.
All right, and now we have Foxy making sure that he's up on the nest as well on site.
Garnets का operator अब इसका ऑफ तोड़ो रे.
Foxy also can't leave the site unless they reposition Garnet. So this is a two-person commitment to make sure that A site is practically shut down on the attack. Meanwhile, Nanoswarm placed on B default to buy time should the attack come through here.
Oh, and they get the
wow!
Collateral मिल गया रे.
Both just swing together. That's Texture and Monyet knocked out. And that's how you even things up again. The push coming in, nearly finding Sushi. Spot him. Rossi not able to find the kill. What a turn is that? He gets the third to boot.
Wow.
कुछ बोलने जैसा ही नहीं बचा. इस राउंड के बारे में बोलने मतलब रिएक्ट करने का टाइम नहीं मिला मेरे को.
Continue to answer back. 8 and 8.
That operator coming in and paying dividends. I mean, you placed this so early, such a good position in Garnets, getting that slight flick. Ooh, Pat, the reaction times as well.
Nasty stuff. And this is one of the things that, while I think Pat Wiley today looking a lot better when it comes down to the Harbor util, he looked a little bit weak in that regard versus Secret, but the fragging was still there.
Yes.
And now he's a little
आज Garnet नहीं pop off करना चाहिए. एक दिन Foxy, एक दिन Garnet, एक दिन कोई और. भाई सारे Jets ही हमको तंग करेंगे क्या? हमारा Jet आज तंग करेगा सामने वालों को. Let's go.
That's the thing, I don't care about this. Oh, Pat, I mean, aggressive push out. He has been going on these garage alerts. This one a little bit faster than the others. And he comes up with the kill. Aaron taken down.
Now you know that they're in mid. They have presence in mid and A, and there was no one on B, so you're just hanging back on site with the operator. Garnets, he still has his tailwind as well. If he's good for one more kill and just gets out free this round, you can kiss it goodbye on the side of Global Esports.
अबे तक tailwind ला गया फेंक लोगे.
Seeker's now going to be let loose.
He's going to wait until the last
Monyet
second.
pushes up into the nest. Rossi will be the first to fall. Monyet trying to spam out of position. Garnet does go ahead and exit towards backside.
Yeah, but
How do you get in here? I mean, Pat
Monyet
still swinging
takes
around the
one,
backside,
but
they will just get
it's
cleaned
what.
up. Only Fox getting taken out there. Talon once again will establish a lead for themselves.
Yeah, and again, the backup, right? As soon as you hear the Seekers come through and the awareness to be prepared for that potential guiding light, he hears it start to fly in. He dodges it, Garnets. He is set up to make sure that they have to focus on flushing him out. That allows Fox to get this position. I mean, a great recon as well.
Well, getting it closer and closer now to that map 3. Talon fighting back fantastically. Can't help but wonder, where was this team in your last matchup? There's the forward rush. Garnet's nearly able to find that shot, but they don't read that Sushi Boys is also going to be in this position.
Yeah,
trying to swing out, but the covering fire from Talon is just multi-layered and precise. Bazzi with a nice shot will find one, will find two, will find three, and suddenly, you gotta stop pushing into this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, that was very, very dangerous. The operator not being found yet either, but okay, Bazzi doing whatever damage he can, because I was about to say, I mean, this is kind of a crazy commitment to push forward with an operator and 3 people against an eco round. I guess you just wanted to shut it down. But this is also, if you're a Talon fan, this is the type of risk, the unexpected risk that Talon took at lock-in that really threw off their opponent. So it is good to see that they have this confidence, and it was set up properly, right? You have the under and the third person peeking out. So the round was most likely always going to be a win. It was just a matter of how many weapons you drop.
And they got plenty of money.
Yes.
So still going to be feeling quite decent.
रॉसी अभी तक भी मतलब ऐसा नहीं हुआ है कि इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे एक भी सीरीज जीता हो। लाइक VCT वो मैं उसकी बात कर रहा हूँ, LCQ वगैरह की सीरीज जीतना इस बात की। हमारा JXR ठीक है, वो ऑफ सीजन था, मैं सीजन की बात कर रहा हूँ जो ऑफिशियल सीजन है। ऑफ सीजन तो जीते हैं ना यार, ऑफ सीजन तो कितना जीते।
Is that it also denies any extra rounds from your opponents like Global Esports to read your defaults, your setups, right? It means that they just have to kind of get shut down fast and early and say, okay, that was a round wasted. We didn't do anything. We gained nothing from it. No extra ult charges, ult dwarves. Obviously, this time Bazi getting a couple kills, but that's about it. You gain no more information. Now you force a second timeout, and that's denying a little bit of extra information that Global Esports can work with. Garnett's taking another new position here with the operator.
17 एंगल्स है यार, 17 एंगल्स एक्सप्लॉइट करना आना चाहिए। भाई पता है ए पे ऑप लग रही है तो यार ट्राई कर लो कि ऑप डिनायल से बी चले जाएं। कोशिश कर लो बी।
But this time you already have Magnet planted in the garage.
Yeah, he's behind him. They're playing ring around the Rosie at the moment. They just don't know it. Wall coming out. I mean, that should be called. They have to know that he's out there. Magnet is not swinging back. Given that wall placement, he has to be in a forward position.
Yeah, no, surely they suspect where this came from.
Has Texture just not noticed it? He was in front, but I mean, it makes some noise.
I don't know if they read where the angle was coming from, and then Aaron perhaps focusing on making the call to enter the site, didn't catch the very end of it, entering the wall. Maybe they're just assuming that we just ignore it. Let's go with the plan that we have.
This could be everything.
No.
They're out in the open. That's the spike. He's cutting across. Aaron just does not know.
Oh no!
And Pat strikes, and suddenly he's going to say, "How the hell did this happen?" Monyet around the back should be able to catch him, but no.
Timing
separating them.
Pat, he knows something's off.
He does. But he just can't quite
बचा लिया मनियट ने, ये अभी तक के लिए राउंड बचा लिया। पर 30 सेकंड्स में बिना इन्फो के हिट करना है एक साइट।
Now, very important that SK Rossi, despite all that chaos, was able to get some form of control here in A. That's the only hope they had of taking over a site. Oh, he draws out the operator's shot as well, and that does set up for the Viper's pick.
Okay, Hunter's Fury goes across. They do complete the plan. Texture
का अच्छा एक किया था।
Garnett's expecting this push coming out of mid. Texture wisely decides to back away. Knives now do come through.
Bazi on a hero mission to hold the site on his own.
Oh, right into the shoulder. That last one.
Nice.
Able to win the fight. Garnetts will just go for the blind spray.
2v3.
With the AWP and the Vandal in hand. Call might just come through from TALON to save it. As I say that, Monyet going to be taken down the pit now.
2v2.
Absolutely gone.
Yeah, Rossi.
He never checks behind. A 2v1, a 1v1. Texture the last one.
Yeah, but
the time just not there.
Yeah, you just have to stick it.
चलेगा बॉस।
One step closer to tying this up yet again, but still an immense amount.
भाई राउंड एफ हो गया था।
It's lost.
I mean, ring around the rosy all across the map by all different players here in that round. Even the pit setup as well. But at the end of the day, this all comes back to the fact that Rossi gets control or some form of control on A site, allows them to get the pit down on top of the plant, and that secures the defense against the retake.
Yeah. Texture making up for his previous sins in the round. Being able to close that out for the team. And, I mean, it's the one ult invested. They get 2 away from the side of TALON, so in the end...
Target hit भी यहाँ पे target को किया था।
Ready to utilize this as the Seekers go chasing. The walls come up from Aaron as well. Looking to cut off that screen's access.
Now Seekers and Trailblazer has cleared out the first floor of the pit, so they know they're not there.
Fox finding one, puts some damage on the Rossi, forces him to exit.
Oh, the snake bite!
Right in onto the cove, and it's going to be the shock dart that finishes the job.
Oh my god. The
ये राउंड नहीं है होना था।
timing there, what a good setup.
Fantastically done. Bazzi noting Pat, but
Nice red texture.
The back side does bring this into a 3v3. Garnett still
एम पे मार, यूटिल नहीं भी रहेगी चलेगी, एम पे मार।
Joining with the rest of the team. Lockdown going to be used. Texture invests this.
एक नंबर।
Identifies where Fox is at, but Fox wins the fight. Manual headshot to go ahead and finish the job. And now they can use this to just go ahead and push up and finally grab the spike and get this plant down.
Foxy just trying to see if he can get a little bit of spam right at
अब
the
एक screens आ सकता है।
It does get planted and no Blade Storm ready for Garnets, they have to work with the operator.
They have one nano to try to bring this across the line, and it's going to be cleared. Texture now. Position noted, but he wins the fight. On to one. Garnet's full HP.
Shot reduction.
He does it again. Back-to-back rounds to keep them in this, to bring it up to parity. 10 and 10 now. As these rounds are so close down to the wire, that's going to force a timeout from Talon.
Oh, they need it because they just committed to the operator once again. That's done enough damage to their economy. And with such heroics from Texture, I mean, sure, spamming through the wall, that seems to be the meta if you're going for these Harbor and Viper comps, but Fox was in line for an ace. Sure, he was damaged up, but the setup here was good on the side of Talon, right? Make sure that the full health can constantly try to force that half on the spike while Fox tries to find the angle, and Texture correctly positions himself to make sure it's 1v1s that he can win back-to-back.
Down to the wire, Talon now. What can you say to try to get them ready for this next round? You've been going back and forth every time Global's been able to catch up since the second half. You get, you know, that next follow-up round, you just maintain that lead, and they do it again. Because right now, given what we've been seeing, unless one team is able to break away from another, it just feels like overtime is an inevitability.
Yeah, I mean, they've been really kind of trading blows back and forth. Now, of course, should note that Pat did die with the Reckoning still in hand, so that is available for Talon to try to
कचरा भाई एक तो ये मैकेनिकल कीबोर्ड का एक ही सीन है साला साफ नहीं कर इसको अभी ये मेरा वाला कीबोर्ड ऐसा है कचरा इतना अंदर पर मैं साफ ही नहीं कर सकता Money X Indo Pride XG fighting.
Oh yes, absolutely, very well deserved. I think more than anything, fans of Monyet and fans from Indonesia they're not just happy that Monyet's playing well, but I'm sure they're happy because now they can also share with the rest of the world what a powerhouse this player has been. And again, he's been one of the most consistent players here for global esports.
पागलपन है भाई पागलपन.
Jett, make him into a machine.
It's working.
Continues.
और तुम लोग को आवाज बरोबर आ रही है क्या मेरे को वो देखने का है वो एक्चुअली देखने का है.
Worth noting, this is the first time I believe that Pat has played a back-to-back agent.
Okay, yeah.
तुम लोग को आवाज बरोबर आ रही है क्या?
He's actually repeating something for this Harbor pick, as everything else has been new stuff from him. In the last 30 days, we've seen him play 7 different agents, and this is like the first time he's done one twice.
That's मतलब आ रही है तुम लोग को आवाज आ रही है.
Thanks for fans from Germany asking us to speak German. Do you know any German?
9.
9? Oh, okay. You spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
I did say willkommen earlier, but
you did. So you know 2 words.
Obviously, guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Okay, there you go. Pete Gates says, "How are you? How's it going?"
That's about all I got. You had some time over at ESL.
I did, yeah, and I had studied a little bit of German as well. Lost a lot of it.
G fighting भाई G fighting का काफी कुछ आ रहा है. मतलब players को support है actually. बाहर के players को support मिल रहा है. And because of that अपने को भी support मिल रहा है, and that's a good thing यार.
The country where the tournament's being hosted, and they get to watch the Valorant as well.
Actually, that's a good thing.
Well, looks like we do have a tech pause, so we'll go ahead and get some nice fan signs while we get whatever is.
साला अपने ही मैच में काहे के लिए टेक पॉज आता है. मेरे को पूरे टूर्नामेंट में नहीं पता कि टेक पॉज आता है कि नहीं, लेकिन अपने मैच में तो बरोबर टेक पॉज आता है भाई. इतने टेक पॉजेस देख लिए ना मैंने जी के मैचेस में.
And look at that.
All right, we are ready to go. Yeah, so the economy just kind of in shambles for Talon.
ठीक है, टेक पॉज तो गया.
Judge for
Pat getting.
Rossi be like, कहाँ चली?
This time it was Pat with a judge saying, "I'm gonna get Garage. I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna kill them all."
Man.
Just did not work.
And he's down to 900 creds, right? I mean, again, we talk about some of these economic choices. You know, buying the judge itself is not the problem, but if you're trying to buy a hero judge, as weird as that sounds, and you know, you're not set up for a full buy.
If you buy a judge, let's be clear, you are not a hero.
The villainous judge. There we go. You're buying the villain judge. Well, it's not going to come to anything.
मारो मत और इनको मरने भी मत दो. मैं तो उसको इको तोड़ो सालों का.
A bit anticlimactic of a round after a little additional delay on the backside of the tactical timeout. Darts clear the way. Fox and Cruz eventually need to make their way over towards B, because if nothing else, they need to die to the spike explosion.
on this turret.
But Texture has other things in mind.
Yeah, it's positioned the other way, so... Oh, he now...
Oh, okay. Well...
चलो गई तो भी स्पेक्टर ही गई है, फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
Does it do much, Foxy?
Can he get into it?
No, he can't, so now he wants to go and die to them!
Hey, kill me! And they... I mean, they probably should have just not, but...
Yeah. No, but I mean,
fine.
yeah, it does give an old point to Batsy, and he's very close. So, you know, all in all, I think both sides are okay with that ending.
मैं तो बोला था मारो ही मत, नहीं चाहिए भाई, किल नहीं चाहिए, देन अल्ट पॉइंट भी
He
नहीं
also
चाहिए.
did have a weapon. It was a Spectre, so it's not great, but he had a weapon to carry forward.
The more I think about it, it's just such a funny ending.
Yeah.
11:10, let's go, Rossi.
Yeah.
The XMS
15:15, good यार. और 8 assist है साला. Jett हो क्या assist है?
They're still buying up to whatever they can, a little bit of half armor on the side of Pat.
Oh.
Operator.
Texture, no. I don't think he saw him.
I don't think he saw.
Otherwise he wouldn't be going for this. Well, now he's very well aware.
Oh, he's very well aware.
Hunter's Fury. Not from Fox, gets the
Oh.
tag, gets the kill.
Eren?
Take it down. Nicely done. Wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get anything with that one, but
मिल गया रे उसको
he does.
pick.
That's a big part of the plant util eliminated.
I don't
like
want
that
map 3
commitment, right?
भाई.
You have your own
I don't
lockdown,
want
you know,
map
if
3.
Texture
जीतो
seems to
2-0
lose
जीत के
business
घर जाओ.
before we
मैं
go
तो बोल रहा हूँ,
to a
मैं भी स्ट्रीम बंद
potential
करूँगा, चलेगा मेरी
so,
काम अगर
I
मेरी
want to
स्ट्रीम
see
अगर
Hunter's
कम
Fury
टाइमिंग की
try to
रहेगी,
get a
चलेगा
lead.
मेरे को.
You are
फर्क नहीं
desperate to catch
पड़ता.
up
Oh
here.
my god! Oh, the combo of Bazzi and Rossi is continuing to go hand in hand.
रॉसी डैमेज देता है, बाजी किल लेता है, रॉसी डैमेज देता है, बाजी किल लेता है, वो वाला सीन चल रहा है अभी तक, तो मजा आ रहा है.
Again, you just plant Rossi to draw attention on the lurk here.
Drew's trying to buy some space, throws down that bite, sprays in up top. Well, yet, don't believe.
एचपी क्या क्या मनीट क्या? मेरा फोन रखा हुआ है एक्चुअली, मेरे को नहीं मालूम है, बताओ ना चैट में. एचपी क्या क्या?
He's on the flank. Now time-wise, do they rotate over to B? They're actually going to get around Pat as well.
Oh, but
Oh.
that lurk around the back, Rossi.
Rossi!
Finds Cruz. Now, a 3v4, the spike being still brought around the corner. Pat gets
Nice
the shot,
try.
finds Rossi. Time running low, the Reckoning going to be invested. The
He has
wave
to push on it.
down, he goes in, and he's going to be able to take them both down. The spike is planted, but Texture is just not in a position to make anything happen this time around.
Yeah,
he
he'll
finds
get some
one,
kills,
but they
but-
can just stay stuck to this. Yeah, even if you get the nano in there, it's just not good enough.
Nice
Pat
try,
will find
babe.
4 in the round.
20.
There we have it. We are tied up
इधर
again.
या तो प्लांट ही नहीं होता, तो चांस बनता.
We are tied. But, you know, if I'm telling, my wish is that this, you know, gets you to match point somehow because it was so costly, right? And your econ, now that you've broken the losing streak, it's still not going to be complete full buys, I don't think. Meanwhile, so many creds backed up on the side of Global Esports, so you're not out of the woods yet.
Not.
चलेगा. Rossi on the attacking operator. Let's go.
Sushi boys.
Oh, we saw some good gardening. We saw some good gardening.
We did.
We'll go with that. Earlier from both Rossi as well as Bazzi. Let's see what Sushi Boys can get done with it. That lockdown still at the ready. Texture now just one charge away.
एक आर्ट पॉइंट में इसका लॉकडाउन, उसका लॉकडाउन तो रेडी है ही.
Operator, you still
But I don't think so. यहाँ पीक आना टाइमिंग.
like you're not going to be able to go through tube to kitchen with the operator here. So the hope was that you'd find someone fishing for info in mid. Ideally the Killjoy, then you know that they'd have to reinvest over to the middle part of the map. It doesn't happen, but you know they spent just enough time where they can still reset. You still have a minute on the clock.
1 minute बचा है ना.
That's once again a forward position.
Yeah.
The timing.
First backs away enough to at least check and see if there's going to be somebody pushing pipes. And actually, I mean, Texture taking a little bit of damage. Shots fly through Nest. Hornets wanting to stay and try to find that pick, but the Reckoning forces him back. Lockdown as well, going to be invested as they try to sell this fake. Rossi, the only one who's going to be left in the site itself. As he's going to back away.
30 seconds.
अरे स्पाइक हार्बर पे है, क्या फेक कर रहे हो? बीक ये.
Fake out that they're going to run away from the lockdown. It's already Talon thinks they're one step ahead, but they're actually caught behind.
So I'm saying they're staying forward. They're trying to really sell this. As then as the counter swing in, they will take down Garnets. It's a lone member on A, so the fake sell did work out. Bazzi now has to exit though. So he will be able to make it out.
जल्दी भागो रे, 3v4 है.
By Talon.
Yeah, Yeah, and they're making sure that Pat tries to catch up to Batsy as well to make sure they know exactly where he is. They hear each other and
Nice, Rebazi.
now they have to make sure that Sushi Boy stays alive for that alarm bot in mid. Otherwise, they're gonna have to worry about
Ek number in.
Getting some revenge for the early death previously. Does get pinged. The drop down comes in. Fox able to find one somehow. Doesn't take any damage in that exchange. Shock dart to try to clear things out. Gets rid of one of the nanoswarms, the other one lobbed in. He does manage to take it down. And that one, he's gonna go ahead and holds it to half. Has to back away. 7 HP remaining, and Bazzi says finds the kill. They find match. Talon need one more with no cash in the bank to take this to overtime. If they want to
Rossi.
the way they've been playing their ecos on defense have not been that successful. Aaron, what a good peek. Just getting the spray onto 2. And Fox, I mean, he did what he could, right? You see the nanoswarm coming in and say, okay, the best I can do is get the half now, pretend that I didn't, you know, get
चलो भाई अभी को है
and try to win this one.
ना नाइव्स है नाइव्स के लिए भी 2 अल्ट पॉइंट्स चाहिए इसके लिए उसके पास गन है अभी के लिए ठीक है बट बाकी सबका इको है कोई भी अल्टीमेट नहीं है वी हैव द अल्टीमेट्स ऑनलाइन
can one happen now miraculously for Talon to take us all the way into OT.
Okay, so Global Esports, they know that every time on that eco they've had Pat try to push out. They invest a lot to make sure that that doesn't happen. Now, it doesn't really sign good news for Talon because, again, the weaponry's not there.
Any kill for Pat's a reckoning. Same for Texture, trying to get a lockdown. Nano spotted, Aaron interrupts the plan just to go ahead and clear that
ठीक है बाबा प्लांट मिल गया लेट्स गो पीछे भाग गए तो प्लांट मिला है 5v5 का रिटेक विद नो वेपन्स ओनली वन वैंडल बट वो एक वैंडल लोगों को गन्स दिला रही है बे ठीक है रॉसी टेक्स 1 Bazzi also takes 1. Rossi takes 2. Bazzi takes 2.
And with that damage being dealt, it is just Fox now with that.
Let's go. Rossi और Bazzi का combo रे.
Their positioning, they're not taking any chances. They just flip it on its head.
Run to the hills. It's not gonna matter.
Let's go. We won it. 24th round तक गया लेकिन ठीक है भाई जीत गए.
First match victory here in VCT Pacific. Both of their Indian players making their debuts. Both of them putting up solid performances for their first time on this stage. Global.
अबे उसके तोलतुले के साथ क्यों खेल रहा है बे?
To not have a win.
तो उसको कॉफी पीन दो भाई.
Absolutely. What a well-deserved victory. And one thing that I'm really impressed about is that despite having to play with all these different roster combinations, the calls and the syncing of all the utility has been getting better week by week, match to match, even map to map, coming from Split into this Icebox. And now they've shown their Icebox as well, and it looks quite strong. Not perfect, but the foundation is there.
Yeah, definitely some things to work on here. A couple of overzealous moments from, I'd say, multiple.
चलेगा boss, चलेगा. We won it. We have done it. पहला match. We are on the cards.
A couple of occasions falling a little bit flat, but widely not a bad first showing. I think as well for the side of Talon, this map, it still looks comfortable for them. It's not enough to be able to get the win, but this looked a hell of a lot better. This looked more like lock-in Talon, basically, than I think that we have seen. Maybe aside from.
We did it. Let's go.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, especially the kind of style of calling that we saw from them is taking some of these aggressive, calculated risks. Things like that is what got them kind of that curveball edge against their opponents at lock-in. So it's good to see that Talon. It does seem like they are starting to stabilize through that chaos and confusion that they had themselves, but not fast enough. They're now sitting at 0 wins and 4 losses. Meanwhile, Global Esports celebrating their first win now with the full entire roster here in Seoul, South Korea.
And it's a huge one, and it's a major turning point because you lose out on this one, you go to that 0-4 like Talon just has your playoff hopes.
हो गया. 1-0 को 2-0 कर दो.
Not going to be able to happen from there, barring some really bizarre scenario.
Yeah.
1-0 को 2-0 कर दो. 1-0 को 2-0 कर दो.
Every single match that they can push teams, they can get to that precipice. They've just been unable to cross the finish line. So there's still a lot to do for this squad, obviously, to make it in the playoffs, but they've been showing that they have the potential, and now they have their full roster here in South Korea, and I am continually very excited to see what the growth is going to look like week over week.
Yeah, and you know, when Global Esports was first formed, the talk of the town was language barrier. How do you get over that? I'm going to say that's no longer a problem at all, especially because if they feel comfortable pairing Fatsi and Rossi as the Skyjet
ठीक
duo,
है, it's okay. We are 0-0 है. यहाँ पे round difference है 0-0. Team Secret 2-2 है, हम 1-3 है. अपना DFM के साथ एक मैच बचा है, तो वो भी एक अपना विक्ट्री बन सकता है. That's okay. एक PRX का मैच है, जेटा का हो गया. PRX है, जिंजी है, RRQ है, T1 हो गया ना आगे. 4 मैप्स हो गए, अभी 5 मैप्स बचे.
Anytime I see texture, he doesn't, you know, he'll understand that I'm saying hello to him, but if I ask him a question, he might not fully catch it. Now he's getting towards fluency.
मैप्स क्या क्या बचे हैं मेरे को वो देखने का. Let's go for G पे क्लिक करो. पेपर एक से RRQ है. अच्छा सीक्रेट के साथ भी बचा ही है ना. 5 मैच बचे हैं. पेपर एक्स, जेंजी, RRQ, DFM और सीक्रेट. पेपर एक्स को अगर अपसेट कर देते, दैट्स वन थिंग कि पेपर एक्स अगर अपसेट हो जाती है अपने से, बहुत मजा आ जाएगा.
Make that start. Can they continue that into these kind of win streaks, or was this one of those one-offs?
अपना 2020 में अपने को मिला था 408 पर $544, मतलब $1000 के आसपास. फिर तो $68 ही मिला था, फिर $700 मिला था, फिर $2000 मिला था, फिर $5000 मिला था, $5500 मिला था, फिर $2300 मिला था, $1300 मिला था. 2021 में अच्छे खासे पैसे मिल रहे थे. VCT में ये जो $7500 मिले ना, यहाँ पे काम हुआ अपना.
The thing is Raze actually didn't have too many kills, but it was really just his movement and like the Des talked about, the way he was creating space, right, for his teammates, and then when needed, he was getting those multi-kills. Rossi, yes, he does overheat still a little bit, but the mechanics are there. He's continuing to prove that it's not like, you know, he has some rust.
अच्छा play बना guys. GG's to the team.
In sync with the rest of the team in terms of positioning and what space you're taking. And now with the type of comms and calls they're making, right, with these, you know,
I'll meet you in the next one. अगली स्ट्रीम के साथ अपन GTA 5 की थोड़ी बहुत प्लानिंग करेंगे. प्लानिंग करने के बाद देखते हैं क्या सीन है क्या नहीं है. We won 2-0. Let's celebrate that. मैं मिलता हूँ आपको अगली स्ट्रीम के साथ. तब तक के लिए बाय बाय. गुड नाइट क्या, हाँ मतलब गुड नाइट ही समझ लो. I'll just take a nap or something. Bye bye. Good night. Take care.